Hello everyone, I'm glad to be here with you today. What I want to share with you today is about best educational practice. Before we start, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Nindya, number 052 as first speaker, and Salfa, number 037 as second speaker. There are our materials for today. I would like to start with teacher clarity. Van Dijk defined teacher clarity as the compilation of organizing instruction, explaining content, providing examples, guided practice, and assessment of learning. But Hattie describes teacher clarity as communicating the learning intentions and success criteria for the learning intentions. Teachers and students have clarity if they are able to answer three questions. First, what am I learning? Second, why am I learning it? Third, how will I know when I have learned it? When the teacher wants to share new topic or material with students, the teacher should explain what is the purpose and learning goals. Also, the teacher should provide explicit criteria on how students can be successful. The teacher can present models or examples to students, so the student can expect what the topic is. Now, let's move on to classroom discussion. Classroom discussion is a sustained exchange between and among teachers and their students with the purpose of developing student capabilities or skills and or expanding student understanding of a specific concept or instructional goal. The teacher's roles are question student, take up, revoice, and press students' ideas. Classroom discussion is needed because the teachers need to frequently step off stage. By classroom discussion, the student can learn from each other and the teacher can formatively assess how well students are grasping new topic material. Now, I'd like to turn to giving feedback. Professor James Pennebaker from the University of Texas at Austin explains that in the history of the study of learning, the role feedback has always been central. He said, when people are trying to learn new skills, they must get some information that tells them whether or not they are doing the right thing. Learning on the classroom is no exception. Both the mastery of content and, more importantly, the mastery of how to think require trial and error learning. Psychologist and author Edward Deci has identified three situations in which feedback could be counterproductive. The first is when learners feel too strictly monitored. If learners feel that they are being too closely monitored, they might become nervous or self-conscious, and as a result, disengage from learning. Second, when learners interpret feedback as an attempt to control them. Learners may sometimes interpret feedback as an attempt to control them or to tell them how they should be doing something rather than guidance on how to improve. The third is when learners feel uncomfortable sense of competition. Feedback shared in a group setting could cause learners to feel like they have to compete with their peers. This can be another source of disengagement in learning. To avoid this situation, Deci suggests fully explaining the purpose of any monitoring and ensuring that learners understand how the feedback is meant to help them compete against their own personal best rather than each other.
Hello everyone, Salfa is speaking here. Now let's move on to another best educational practice. So the next is metacognitive strategies. Well, metacognitive strategies is a method that helps students to understand the way they learn. With this strategy, students become aware of how they learn. They will use this process to efficiently acquire new information and consequently become more of an independent thinker. And here we have 3 metacognitive strategies. The first one is think aloud. Think aloud helps students to consciously monitor and reflect upon what they are learning. And the second is checklists and organizers. Organizational tools will support students in the decision making because they serve as an aid for planning and self-evaluation. And the third one is reading comprehension. It is important for students to develop solid reading comprehension skills because it will increase their critical thinking ability. And the next is we have technology in the classroom. We all know that technology is the most important thing nowadays, and combining technology in the classroom activity can be the best way for students in this digital era. And here we have 3 benefits of the use of technology in the classroom. The first one is incorporates different learning styles. Students may be bored if the teacher doesn't have a variation of learning style, and technology can be the best solution. So, the classroom activities can be more interesting. And the second is improves collaboration. Not all of students are good in using technology. Many technology-based tasks involve lots of aspects. And this leads to situations where the students need to seek help from their peers or their teachers. So in this situation, their collaborative skills can be improved. And the last is prepare students for the future. Introducing interactional technology in the classroom at a young age can help prepare students for future digital demand. And last but not least, we have behavior management. Behavior is strategy and system that will manage and eliminate difficult behavior in students. So here we have 3 strategies to improve behavior management. The first one is develop interactive and engaging lessons. We know that classroom full engaged students is less likely to become a behavior issue than a classroom full of bored students. So the teacher must be fun, passionate, and enthusiastic while differentiating lessons to meet individual needs in the classroom. And the second is be consistent and fair. Never let your students know that you have favorites. Although there are some students that are more enduring than others, it is essential that you are fair and consistent no matter who the student is. And the last is practice. The key of effective expectation is for them to become a habit. Every expectation should be discussed and practiced until it becomes routine. So, well, we have the conclusion here. We think that by all these best educational practices, the learning activities can be more effective because it's not only focused on academic knowledge, but it's also provide every student with meaningful and impactful learning experience. So we think that's all that we can share. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoy it and see you.